So if you clicked on this video, you're probably a content creator or an aspiring content creator, and you're asking yourself, do I need to create an LLC? Well, in this video, I'm gonna go over everything you need to know about LLCs for your content creation business, the pros and cons of having one, as well as how you guys can set one up for a very affordable price. I'm a content creator myself. I've been doing this full time for almost 3 years now. And yes, I do have multiple business entities for my content creation business. And yeah, we'll just basically go through everything you guys need to know, because trust me, I've spent a lot of time researching this. First of all, let's go over what an LLC is, right? So LLC basically just stands for limited liability company. And when you form an LLC and start making money through the LLC versus personally, then there are some definite advantages to that. So let's go over those advantages right now. The first is going to be reduced liability, right? So in the case that anything bad happens, let's say you make content and someone watches the content, tries it out, falls and tries to sue you, then they can't actually come after your personal assets. They can only come after the assets which are under that LLC. So that's really great because normally most people don't keep that much stuff or assets within their business. And so yeah, they can only come after those assets and not your personal home and other things like that. When it comes to a business, an LLC always looks more professional than having a sole proprietorship. And that's probably what you guys are right now. So instead of them paying you by your name, they're going to pay your LLC, and that LLC is going to flow from the LLC to you personally. It's actually a very simple tax structure because an LLC is considered a pass-through entity, meaning any money that you make within that LLC gets automatically passed through to your personal income report. It's not a true corporation where you're subject to double taxation. Rather, you're still only taxed once. It's just in a different form. Probably the biggest benefit when it comes to having an LLC is that this can actually probably save you a lot of money on taxes. Now, I will say an LLC by itself does not save you any money. It's exactly the same as being taxed as a sole proprietor, meaning you're paying a 15.3% self-employment tax on all the income you're making. But you guys, you can actually elect your LLC to be taxed as an S Corp. This is very easy. You simply follow one form, and this can save you a lot of money. So what I recommend you guys is if you make over, let's say $40,000, $50,000 in net income in your content creation business, and by the way, that's per year, then electing your LLC as an S Corp or just going to create an S Corp by itself is going to save you some money. I'm not going to go into all the details in this video since I want to keep this video simple, but I do have a ton of other videos on this channel going through that exactly. Now, what are some of the cons of having an LLC? So the first one is going to be cost, right? The cost to form an LLC is not completely free. You're going to be paying state filing fees. Some states do have minimum state taxes for LLCs, so you will want to check depending on what state you're in. LLCs are just a bit more complicated, where I would recommend hiring someone like an accountant to look over your stuff. And then when you guys elect as an S Corp for your LLC, that's when it gets even more complicated. You need to run payroll. I definitely recommend getting an accountant when you do that. But you guys, like I mentioned, these savings can be pretty massive. There's also annual paperwork that you guys might need to do depending on what state you're in. But yeah, definitely some cons, but I'd say the pros definitely outweigh the cons in most cases. Now you might be wondering, do I actually need to have an LLC when doing my content creation business? I'll say when you're just starting out, you don't need one. I was doing content as a sole proprietor for maybe half a year before I started my first business entity. And yeah, I'd only recommend it if you're actually making consistent money with doing brand deals, AdSense, and whatever else. Otherwise, just go as a sole proprietor. It's not going to be worth the hassle of creating an LLC. Once you get to that $40,000, $50,000 net income mark, that's when I recommend creating an LLC taxed as an S Corp or just going to create an S Corp itself. And I'm not going to go over how to do that in this video, but I have a ton of other videos on this channel showing you exactly how to do that, and we will leave those links down below. And essentially, if you do want to create an LLC by yourself, there are a bunch of steps that you do need to take in order to do that. You'll need to choose a name, you'll need to find a registered agent, you'll need to create your operating agreement, you'll have to file your articles of organization with the state, and you'll have to stay in compliance for the entire year as well as recurring years. If you guys don't want to do all that work by yourself, which I don't recommend doing since it is pretty complicated and there's definitely steps that you can mess up on, then I just recommend using a platform like IncFile. I've made most of my business entities on IncFile myself, and it's by far the most affordable and simple way to actually create your LLC. If you guys click on the link down below, it's going to take you to this exact page, and from here you can click Start My Business, and it's literally going to walk you through the exact steps to create your LLC. You'll select your state, and yeah, for most of you guys watching this, I definitely recommend just going with the gold plan. This is going to be the right plan for 99% of you guys watching. It just comes with everything that you need. The silver one, I know it's a little bit cheaper, but trust me, you're going to wish you went with the gold plan. And then if you really want to ball out, you guys can go with the platinum plan. But yeah, these prices, it's going to depend based on your state. But yeah, overall, if you want to simplify your life, if you want to do this correctly, then I just recommend creating your LLC through a platform like IncFile. Another thing that you guys should know is that when you do set up an LLC for your content creation business, you're going to want to set up a business bank account. This This is super important because you do want to separate your personal things from your business assets. And yeah, if you don't, then they can actually come after your personal assets if you do get sued. So basically how I structure my business is I have my main business entity, which is actually an S Corp. This is where all the money flows into. So yeah, for you guys, this can be your S Corp or it can be an LLC, depending on whichever makes sense for you at the time. All that money goes into that business entity and then it flows from there into my own personal tax return. That's because an S Corp and an LLC, they are both pass-through entities. Now within that business, I can take as many deductions as I want. I use the business credit card to purchase cameras, mics like this, computers, anything that helps me create income. And so essentially you have money coming in from, let's say, brand sponsors, ad revenue, affiliate deals, whatever. That gets counted up. And then you also have your expenses within the business. So that's anything that you spend that helps you make money. So like I said before, this microphone, my phone, this camera, anything like that. Or anyone doing a business meal, then that can actually be deducted as a business write-off. What I just really encourage you guys to do is if you're taking content creation seriously, then yes, having some type of business entity where all the money flows into that business entity definitely does make it a more professional business. But will it save money compared to a sole proprietorship, which is what you're probably using by default? Then the answer is maybe yes, maybe no. It just really depends on how much protection you want in case you do get sued, as well as how much money you're making. And if you guys want a more advanced overview of how I structure my business entities for my business, then drop a comment below too, and maybe I'll get around to making that video. Anyways, thanks you guys for watching. That's pretty much all you guys need to know when it comes to creating an LLC for your content creation business. If you guys have any other questions, make sure to comment them down below. I'll try and get around to answering them. And yeah, I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you guys did, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more content just like this. This whole channel is dedicated at giving you guys free guides and tutorials helping you to start up your business. Thanks so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.